There we go. Hey, right. Hello there, guys, and welcome to Scottish Hill Talking. It's been a while. Um, I haven't uploaded a podcast in when was the last one? Let's say 2021. I haven't uploaded any this year so far, and it's August, and it's nearly September when I'm recording this, which is shocking. The reason that I haven't uploaded anything is one, I've been kind of focusing on my mental health, trying to get my head sorted out and stuff, which was what this podcast was for. But it was also for a specific thing of talking about going up into the hills and whatnot, which I haven't been able to do. Not until recently, anyway. Obviously, because of lockdowns and whatnot, because of COVID, we never tired of hearing about that. Because I've been working a lot more as well. I've just been trying to get as many hours in as possible. So I thought I'd come on, because I did manage to get out and go a decent hike the other day. It's nothing special, so I wouldn't really call this one well, it was still a hill. But this one's more of a mental health sort of focused podcast one, which is what originally wanted this podcast to be, was focusing on mental health, talking about places to go out, try and clear the head, try and help a lot more people. But before we get to the hills, I'll give you a little catch up with me. So, anybody new here? Hi, my name's Matt. I'm a 7. How old am I? 27-year-old. Aye. It's amazing you get to a certain age where you're thinking, what age actually am I? But I'm 27. I'm a stepdad. I own a lot of dogs. I say a lot. It's 3 and a cat, and a scaly boy. I'm also a assistant scout leader at First Gourock Scouts, and that's where most of my stories tend to come from nowadays, because that's been my way of getting out and sorting my mental health, has been going and volunteering at the Scouts. If you ever get the chance, I 100% recommend it, as long as it's one of those things that you're kind of into, like hiking, helping kids out with learning new abilities and all that. It has helped me so much in the last year and a half that I've been a scout leader. I've been able to go and build stuff for them, like we built a brand new fire pit, we built a whole walkway and stuff. You may hear my dog growling in the background, but hopefully it'll... Hey, Simmer. But yeah, so scouting has definitely helped me over the last year and a half, especially through COVID, through lockdowns, through all the fucking nonsense that everybody else has had to go through in this crazy time that we're living just now. Right now, we're in Scotland. We're level 0, I think, and we're allowed to do certain more things now. A lot more things are opening up. There's a lot more people are kind of going back to work as well, which means the hills are a wee bit more empty, which is a wee bit handier. I mean, it's not really, I've personally not had a problem with it because I've not been able to get out because I don't drive yet, which is also a problem because I've tried to apply for my driving test, and apparently the earliest I can get in is 2022. Yay. But focusing on what I can keep positive, I've recently applied for a new job in something I want to actually be doing, because currently I'm not happy where I am. It's just not what I want to do with the rest of my life. So, thanks to my friend Sophie, Dylan's missus, who was on the very first podcast here, she gave me a notice that there was a position going in the NHS, to become a health healthcare assistant, which is basically being like a nurse's shadow and doing like daily healthcare things with patients and whatnot. And because I want to become a nurse, specifically, I want to become a mental health nurse and a sort of diabetic nurse, because I've suffered with diabetes for 25 years now. 25 years in February coming. I've not really known much different, but the only people that I've ever really respected and listened to when it came to my diabetes have been the people that have had diabetes, not just the ones that are reading about it in a book and then they're just like, right, this is the advice I can give you. The ones with hands-on experience always tend to be the ones that I would listen to, because I know they've been going through the same shit that I have, and that's what I kind of want to be for a younger generation, if I can. Even for the older generation, like, I've got a lot of experience in it. I've been in one of the worst control. But my control nowadays is a lot better because of the knowledge that I've learned over the years, and for the reasons that I want to look after myself now, really. But I also want to kind of focus on the mental health side of it, because I feel like that's one of the things that I was kind of lacking growing up with it. I didn't really know what sort of like how my diabetes could affect my mental health. Apparently, well, recently I found out that diabetes, you end up developing, like, your really high chances of developing anxiety, depression, a wee bit more than, the average person would. And like, that's not me kind of saying, oh, look at me, give me a hug because I'm having a shitty life. I know everybody has a sort of shitty time, but I'm trying to focus on positive things that can help make me feel a lot better about the life that I've got, which is why I applied for the nursing job, because I've been thinking about it for years. I want to become a nurse, and then when COVID hit, it just kind of gave me the bump start of saying, do you know what, bugger it, I'm going for it, I'm going to do it. I was unsuccessful with getting into uni at the start of the year, which is part of the reason why had put the podcast on hold, because I wasn't in the right mindset to be talking to myself or to my mates about this sort of thing, or even going a walk or whatever. It's just I was just depressed, essentially. Since then, I've focused on trying to find ways of getting some experience, getting my head sorted, getting anything I can do to try and inch closer to be able to get to my final goal of becoming a nurse. And thanks to Sophie, I could possibly have an in. I'll probably not upload this until I have a definite answer, and then when I do have a definite answer, I'll upload another one follow-up to let you all kind of know how it went and if I actually got the job or not. But here's hoping, fingers crossed. Yeah, so back to the sort of hill talk and stuff. So as I said, Scouts has changed my life a good bit over the last year and a half, purely because it's really helped me because of the volunteering side of it. The fact that I've been able to help so many kids, and in that short space of time, in a really difficult year as well, has been really rewarding emotionally for me. Because Scotland is like level 0 now, we're allowed to go camping as well, so I'm finally going on my first official scout camp in a couple of weeks as well, which I'll probably do a podcast on that. Most of my podcasts will probably be scouting related, just so you know in the future. So it's going to be like my window to getting out in the hills, going any sort of hiking, doing sort of stuff that would be good for this sort of media, and for this sort of show. So that's just a warning for you, so get used to it. But yeah, so the other day, Wednesday, well, obviously it'll not matter when this is uploaded, but Wednesday I woke up relatively well. In the shop that I work in, I work at Pets at Home. Do not speak for the brand of the company, but I enjoy it. Most days there are, obviously, working with the public can be a wee bit straining on me, so I like this is how I like to escape. I like to just go out and go a walk, and sometimes take my dogs with me. Sometimes I just leave them because I just want to be by myself and want to just kind of go out, put my headphones on, and just walk. I do like to listen to a lot of random music. Most my main sort of listens nowadays are like Tidelines and Skipinnish, and who are great Scottish bands. Runrig, all them. I've got a whole Scottish playlist that's basically for hiking, but I do like to mix and match with some Disney tunes because who doesn't? But yeah, so what had happened was on Wednesday I woke up at 7 in the morning. Um, well, I woke up at 6 in the morning because I had work at 7. Went and did the delivery, and then I finished about 1. And I was feeling really positive because it was a really nice day. So I decided to tidy up my garden and whatnot. Get that kind of helped with my mental health as well. Was try to get my environment a bit more cleaner and tidier because if you've got a relatively tidy environment, I feel like you've got a lot less to stress about. So I tidied up the front garden, done the back, and then I was off Thursday as well. So Thursday was the day I decided to go for a hike. What I did is I live in Gourock, where it's not exactly a massive town, but there's not really a lot of places you can go for a proper walk in the woods. In fact, before I got to Thursday, actually, Wednesday night, sorry, I'm jumping times, but Wednesday night, after I'd done the garden and all that, I went down to the scout hut because we've started using the scout hut for obviously scouting again because it started back up. And if anybody follows me on YouTube or TikTok, you would have seen that I built a fire pit with a path and everything last year. So it's over the summer, a lot of people have been going down and using it, non-scouts and scouts as well. And obviously it's not been really kept very tidy, so I went down, tidied that place up, and I'd seen on like the local sort of Facebook pages that the council had been down and cut up a load of dead trees and left cuttings of them just lying around the woods, the park. So I decided to take my wee Barra, who we've all named the Colonel Baden 2 after Colonel Baden. No, Colonel Darroch. Sorry, Colonel Darroch 2. Which is it was a recycled frame that I found in the burn, which is like the wee sort of stream that goes through the park. I found that way back in March when I originally started building the original fire pit, and then I got my wee brother to help weld it back together because it was in decent shape and had a full tire with air. So we made a bucket and everything for it, and it looks brilliant. It's made of wood, so it doesn't really hold much because obviously it's not amazingly strong. But I was able to find 7 or 8 stumps that we could use as chairs, so I was wheeling those back and forth to the fire pit. And I'll probably just put some pictures of this up on the Scottish Hill Talking Facebook page. So if you're not following there, you have a reason to follow now, so you can check some of these stories out that I'm talking about, and you get some visual effects as well. But yeah, so Thursday hike. What I did was just packed my bag. Like I didn't pack for like a long journey or anything like that. I made sure I had water. I made sure I had some snacks, and just had a look about trying to think where I could go. And then I remembered that we are currently moving to a new scout hut. We'll probably not be there till October at the earliest, but it's the Curran Drive Community Centre in Gourock, and there is a massive load of fields behind there and moors as well. So I thought, like, I'll go up and have a wee bit of an adventure, because when we move the scouts and all that over there, we'll end up probably using that land for something, like going hikes and investigating and stuff like that, and just tidying up and whatnot. So I thought I'd go and try and find some safe paths and all that to go see what was actually up there, because I'd go up there with my dogs, but I don't really go that far. So today I thought, like, I'll go on an adventure. I'll go and try and see what's out there. If there is any sort of area in your sort of town, like obviously make sure that it's safe to go there first, but like go for it. Go find out where you live. Go find the hidden gems that you could be literally be right out your doorstep, like mine this was. So what I did was I headed out. There's a sort of path at the very start of it. It's kind of starting to get overgrown and whatnot because not many people go up there apart from like the drunks on a Friday Saturday night. But yeah, so I went up and then I found the path I usually take with the dogs and I started on that. Up the Gourock Moors there is a lot of greenery, which does, for some scientific reasons, does help your mental health if you're out in a lot of greenery. I'm not sure if they know why, but all I know is I get the same sort of effect. And then there's like sort of rock cliff faces, which aren't exactly cliffs, but they are like massive. There's a sheer drop over one side of it, but it's safe enough to kind of sit on. And you get a nice view of Gourock, and then like the further you go, you can see like further down the coastline, and then you can see like the shore and whatnot, and you can see like the ferries on the Clyde, and you can see across the Clyde to see the mountains on the other side, and it's a really good it's one of the best views in my opinion in Gourock. The other one that everybody tends to like is up Tower Hill, which is not far from where I live as well. I might do a talk about that one, but that one's not really a proper hill talk. It is a hill. It's in the name. But it's a different place. We'll talk about that one next time. But yeah, so went up the moors. Was sitting on the cliffs for a wee bit, and then I decided, do you know what? I'm going to see how far I can go before I need to turn back. So I followed the path. And the moors, like, it's not exactly just grass everywhere. There is some buildings close by, so you're not exactly in the middle of nowhere, which is one of the kind of downsides, because I do like to be sort of secluded and away when I'm doing these sort of walks, but it's one of the ones I'm not really going that far, so I'm not really too annoyed that I've like travelled my ages to try and get somewhere like this, and I've got to walk through buildings and stuff. I'm not really too bothered by that. If I had done that, then obviously I would be a wee bit more bothered, but I'm literally walking 5-10 minutes before I even get there. So walked as far as I could up when there was actual paths, and then I decided I'll go a wee bit of off-road hiking and off-trail hiking and try and see if I can find anything. I ended up finding some cool fallen trees, some really thick like fallen trees and stuff as well, like you could easily carve some decent benches out of. And I got as far as Gourock Golf Course, which is where I decided to turn back before I got lost. So all in all, I was out about 2 hours, give or take, and in that time I made some TikToks. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. If you're not following me on TikTok, on Matty Monster, that's me. But yeah, I was just out enjoying nature pretty much. I seen a lot of wildlife. I seen some deer. I seen a lot of butterflies as well. Did see a lot of spiders as well. I walked through a lot of spider webs because I am like a magnet to that stuff. But and of course the Scottish midges. But it was a really hot day, so there wasn't too many midges to worry about. But it had midget spray on me because I'm a scout. I'm always prepared. But yeah, it was a nice wee walk. I really enjoyed it. I'll probably do another couple more, like sort of reviews of walks around this area, before I get back out to the proper hills like the Munros that I'm dying to do. And that's all I've done for the last year, is since we've been locked down. Like, I originally did Ben Nevis. That'll be 2 years ago in September, so 2 years and about 2 weeks. And I'm dying to get back out in the Munros. Like, I'm not so much a Munro bagger yet, but I've caught the bug. So I need to get back out there. I'm still planning Ben Lomond at some point. I've obviously got to wait till that kind of calms down because everybody's still out doing Ben Lomond. So I might just go for like one of the wee bit harder ones in the future, but never know. But yeah, so mental health update. I'm doing a lot better now than I was at the start of the year. I'm focusing on positive stuff, making sure my environment is as stress free as I can make it, and I'm also focusing on my scouting stuff as well to try and help me just get through whatever rough days I'm having. Feeling a lot more positive nowadays, to be honest. I will admit. I know a lot of people like it's just whenever people, because of the job I work in, it is really stressful sometimes. Oh, hitting the mic. But yeah, it can be stressful at times, and this podcast is kind of for you people out there as well that work in like retail, like waitressing, waitering, serving, should I say? Like there's escapes out there. It's not going to cost you a fortune, and you don't even need to learn how to drive to be able to do it. But yeah, get out there, get out in the hills, clear your head, put on the tunes, just do it. It'll help. Thanks for listening. This has been my first one by myself, but hopefully over time I can try and speed up a wee bit. Thanks for listening. This has been Scottish Hill Talking with Matt, and please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and I've not got Twitter yet. I might get Twitter, maybe. But yeah, hope to see you out in the hills, guys. See ya. Bye.